Right, it's a nice 109 degrees here in Bakersfield. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this Holley Sniper installed. I need to take off this lift plate that I use to install the motor and transmission. I was actually real surprised that this lift plate could hold the weight of this engine and the transmission together. That was something that was pretty surprising to me. Usually in the past when I've ever pulled motors, I just pull the motor out and leave the transmission in, or take the transmission out from the bottom. And also a time when I did pull it out the transmission, I used the lift plates or the lift brackets on the motor itself. I've never tried it with one of these, so I was surprised this time around. Probably just going to set these aside. Also got to get this heater valve straightened out. Got to turn this just a little more. And I believe that's the direction it needs to go. Got my gaskets. I was kind of on the fence going carbureted on this. I really, just remind me of the days in high school with my truck I used to have, smelling that carburetor and the sound of that quadrajet. I really miss all of that. But talking to the engine builder, he was telling me if I was going to go carbureted that a quadrajet would not work for a high horsepower motor like this, being that this is 600 horsepower. So, I'm sure there's somebody out there that can really hot rod a quadrajet, but he was just saying that he would not recommend a quadrajet. So if I can't go quadrajet, I chose to go the fuel injection route with the Holley Sniper. And not to mention the car, when I bought it, didn't have the original intake and carburetor. It actually had a high-rise intake and an Edelbrock carburetor on it. So I didn't have any of the stock components anyways. Otherwise, I would have probably went ahead and had the quadrajet restored, and I may have went a different route with the motor. But this is where I'm going. So I didn't have the studs or anything like that, so I picked up some studs. These are Cometic brand. Okay, well, I have the Sniper installed. I didn't even realize it's so hot that the camera stopped working and shut down. Um, so I was going through the whole step as I was doing this installation. So I have it on now, and I'm going to put on the air cleaner. I actually have the factory air cleaner assembly for this. I was able to locate somebody who had one. But there's a couple of real minor dings on the lid, maybe like 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of body work on that and repaint it. So for now, and probably occasionally once the car's running, I'll be running a chrome air cleaner assembly. So I have this old GM Performance Parts one that I bought a few years ago, before they turned it to Chevrolet Performance, of course. So I'm just going to be putting this on there. Awesome. I was worried that it wasn't going to fit. So with the Sniper, I was very concerned that this wouldn't fit, and I was also worried that the factory air cleaner assembly wasn't going to fit either. But I did do a test fit to make sure, because I'll probably, when I'm cruising around, I'll probably have this chrome unit on, and then if I'm going to go show the car somewhere, maybe at a local car show or something like that, nothing too fancy, then I'll put the factory air cleaner assembly on it. Okay, yeah, looks like I'm going to need to cut this down. Yeah, it's sticking up a little too high. So I'm going to need to get a marker and cut that off. Probably going to mock up the factory one too, just in case the lid stands a little higher. So this is the factory air cleaner assembly here. And that's what the sticker, that's what it's supposed to look like. I held off on the sticker, like I said. There's a couple minor imperfections on the lid that I want to correct before I put the sticker on. So I'll correct those and then repaint it. So there we go. That's how she looks with the factory air cleaner assembly. Just gonna mark the wing nut or the stud here so I can cut it off. got the stud cut. Just put the little wing nut on there. I think actually I have a Chevrolet one somewhere. I've got it somewhere.